Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Lovingly Guided. I am your host, Nikki Lee, and we are continuing on our journey of me reading a chapter each week of my book. And today we are on chapter 2. How beliefs are formed. All right. So, here we go. As humans, we are not meant to live in isolation. We are deeply connected to the societies and cultures that shape us. From the moment we are born, we're influenced by the beliefs and values instilled in us by our families, communities, and cultures. These beliefs often become the foundation for how we navigate the world. Over time, we create rules around them to ensure they remain intact. However, many of the beliefs we adopt can be limiting, preventing us from fully realizing our potential and becoming our true, authentic selves. Every culture carries its own set of ideas about what is considered acceptable, valuable, and normal. These cultural norms influence how we perceive success, beauty, happiness, family roles, and even spirituality. For instance, in many Western cultures, individuals' hard work is highly praised, and people are often judged by their achievements. In contrast, Eastern cultures tend to emphasize family and community, with personal goals taking a back seat to collective well-being. I've traveled to many countries, and one thing I've noticed is that while Western cultures often live to work, Eastern cultures typically work to live. Religious beliefs also play a significant role in shaping our worldview. Consider someone raised Christian versus someone raised Jewish. One might celebrate Christmas, the other Hanukkah. These traditions shape their identities and understanding of the world. I don't believe there's a single correct religion or belief system. It's more about what resonates with us and what we choose to carry forward in our lives. Within our cultures, families pass down their own sets of beliefs from generation to generation. Beliefs can be difficult to challenge. I grew up in a family that believed the key to success was attending college. But imagine you have a deep yearning to live on a tropical island and you work on a snorkeling charter boat all year round. Your heart longs for a simple, adventurous life, but your subconscious tells you that's not possible. Many of us have been taught that success requires a traditional career path, college followed by a stable corporate job, so we follow that path, even when it doesn't align with our true desires. Eventually, we might find ourselves working in a job unrelated to our degree, still searching for fulfillment. Why? Because we believe our only option was to go to college and ignore our dream. These generational beliefs often go unquestioned because they are passed down with love, care, and the best of intentions. But as we grow older and are exposed to new experiences and perspectives, these long-held beliefs can start to feel restrictive or outdated. In today's world, the media plays a powerful role in shaping our beliefs. It presents idealized versions of how life should look, what success is, what happiness feels like, and what we should aspire to become. Social media in particular has become a dominant influence. We are constantly bombarded with curated snapshots of other people's lives, their careers, relationships, and appearances, and it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking our own lives are lacking in comparison. We begin to believe that life must look a certain way to be valuable or meaningful, which causes us to operate from a mindset of lack. Think about how popular true crime content has become everywhere. I don't know many people who don't watch it. But by constantly consuming this type of media, it can start to affect how we view the world. Our beliefs shape our perceptions, and the content we consume enforces those beliefs. For example, if you constantly watch true crime and murder mysteries, you may begin to perceive the world as dangerous and unsafe. Your brain will naturally search for evidence to support that belief, heightening your sense of fear and anxiety. I experienced this personally and eventually chose to stop watching those shows. As a result, I began to feel more at ease in my daily life. That said, it's still important to listen to our intuition and practice caution when necessary. But I no longer walk around expecting something bad to happen at every corner. This shift in mindset has allowed me to travel solo with more trust in others, and I've had nothing but positive experiences. For instance, during a month-long stay in Costa Rica, I regularly encountered a homeless man each morning. He was always kind and never gave off a threatening vibe. Over time, we exchanged casual conversations and I got to know him. In the past, I might have avoided him out of fear, but now I see that people are often misunderstood and kindness can be found everywhere. It's easy to get caught up in the negative narratives portrayed in the media. If we only consume information from one based source, our worldview becomes increasingly narrow. I remember when I traveled to Brazil for a friend's wedding. My parents were anxious because they heard it was unsafe. But when I arrived in the small beach town, I felt welcomed and secure. Despite the language barrier, people were kind and generous. By the end of the trip, I knew most of the locals who worked at the restaurants and bars. The media doesn't tell the whole story. Similarly, when I lived in Bahrain, I was trained on the potential risk of the region before moving there. While there are certainly unsafe areas in the Middle East, as in any part of the world, the culture was overwhelmingly welcoming and friendly. I actively felt safer there than in many places in the US. These experiences showed me how easy it is to form beliefs based on what we're told rather than what we personally experience. Our environment is one of the most powerful forces shaping our beliefs and behaviors, often more than we realize. The people we surround ourselves with, the conversations we engage in, and the energy of the places we live all influence how we think and what we believe is possible. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. There's truth to that. When we spend time around people who are constantly negative or limited by fear, it becomes easy to mirror that mindset. Likewise, when we surround ourselves with people who dream big, take risks, and operate from abundance, it naturally inspires us to expand. Our environment's physical, social, and emotional act like mirrors, reflecting our internal world back to us. If we live in clutter, chaos, or constant stress, our minds will echo that same desire. But when we create peaceful spaces and set boundaries that protect our energy, we begin to feel more aligned and grounded. For most of my life, I didn't realize how much the environments I chose were keeping me stuck. Whether it was a toxic relationship, an unfulfilling job, or even the energy of my living space. Each reflected my internal beliefs about what I deserved. When I started shifting those beliefs, choosing peace over chaos, calm over control, everything began to change. This is why self-awareness is so powerful. Once we understand that our beliefs, rules, and environments are shaping our reality, we can start consciously choosing new ones. It's not easy. Rewriting your internal rulebook takes time, practice, and a lot of unlearning. But every small change, every time you choose to believe something new about yourself or the world, creates a ripple effect. You begin to notice new opportunities, you attract people who align with your growth, you stop settling for less than you deserve, and most importantly, you begin to trust yourself again. When I look back on my journey from the girl who felt trapped by depression and fear to the woman who's learned to live, love, and trust freely, I see how every belief I have once held served a purpose. Even the painful ones. They were the stepping stones They were the stepping stones that helped me discover who I truly am beneath all the conditioning. Our beliefs and rules are not permanent. They are simply programs we can rewrite when we no longer align with our truth. The most freeing realization I've had is this: you don't have to keep believing what you were taught. You get to choose what to believe now. You get to decide what success, love, and happiness means for you. And once you do, your reality begins to shift in ways you never imagined possible. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next week for Chapter 3. And as always, I love you.